She posted on social media, "Ugh, why do men always think they own you?" Right after I asked her not to go on a weekend trip with her ex, I didn't comment, just changed my relationship status to single. She called me 23 times that night, but I was already on a date. I am 29-year-old male, and I need to get this off my chest, because I'm still processing what happened. 4 months ago, I thought I was engaged to the love of my life. Now I'm sitting in my new apartment watching her frantically text me while her life implodes, and I feel a quiet sense of relief. Let me back up. Mia and I had been together for 4 years, living together for 2, ringed for 6 months. We weren't perfect, who is? But I thought we were solid. She was beautiful, ambitious, had this laugh that made everyone in the room turn around. I was ready to lock it down. Then Jake happened. Or re-happened, I guess. Jake was her college ex, the one she dated for 3 years before me, the one whose name still made her face do this weird thing when someone mentioned him. He'd moved back to town in March for some startup job, and suddenly he was everywhere. Group dinners, game nights. "Oh, Jake's coming too. Hope that's cool." It wasn't cool, but I'm not controlling. I trusted her. First red flag? She started working out again. Not normal working out, 5 a.m. CrossFit, new activewear every week, those stupid inspirational quotes on her Instagram. She hadn't touched a weight in 2 years, but suddenly she's posting gym selfies at dawn. Second red flag? The phone guarding. We used to leave our phones anywhere. Now hers was face down, always on silent, practically glued to her hand. She'd angle it away when texting. Classic moves, but I told myself I was being paranoid. The breaking point came on a Thursday. She mentions, super casual over dinner, that Jake invited her to a work retreat in Tahoe. Just the 2 of them. For a weekend. "It's not like that," she said, twirling her pasta. "His investors will be there. It's networking." "What investors need you there?" I asked. She got defensive immediately. "Why are you being weird about this? Jake and I are friends. We've been over for years." "Then why didn't you mention it until now?" "The trip's tomorrow." "Because I knew you'd react like this." I stayed calm. "I'm good at that. Probably too good. I'm not comfortable with you going on a weekend trip with your ex-boyfriend. That's a normal boundary." She rolled her eyes. Actually rolled them, like I was her dad telling her she couldn't go to prom. "Fine, I won't go. Happy?" But she wasn't happy. She was pissed. Hissed. Silent treatment all evening, slamming cabinets the whole performance. I went to bed early because I had a presentation the next morning. I woke up at 5:30 on Friday to an empty bed. Her gym bag was gone, but so was her weekend bag, the one she'd unpacked the night before. An hour later, I saw her Instagram story, a selfie from the airport. Sunglasses, coffee, big smile. Caption, "Ugh, why do men always think they own you? Living my best life." The comments were already rolling in. Her friends hyping her up, dropping those little fire emojis. Yes, queen energy off the charts. I sat there for maybe an hour, just staring at my phone. I wasn't angry, not in a hot, screaming way. It was a cold, heavy feeling. The moment a switch flips and you realize you've been making excuses for someone who wouldn't cross the street for you. I felt the future we were building. The wedding, the house, the kids, all turned to smoke. I didn't comment on her post. Didn't text her. I got dressed, went to work, and nailed my presentation on autopilot. I spent the rest of Friday in a fog, letting the reality sink in. On Saturday morning, after a sleepless night, I made my move. I opened Facebook, navigated to my profile, and changed my relationship status to single. Then I turned off my phone, went for a run, and started making a plan. Update 1. By Saturday afternoon, I turned my phone back on. It was a nuclear meltdown. 30 missed calls, 200 plus texts. The progression was almost funny. "Babe, what's wrong? Why did you change your status? This isn't funny, change it back now. I'm in Tahoe, you can't do this to me while I'm here. Please answer me. You're being so immature right now. I can't believe you're doing this to me." My favorite was from her best friend Sophia. "Mia's having a panic attack in her hotel room. Whatever you're mad about, this is cruel." Cruel? I asked for one boundary. 1. I turned my phone off again. I needed a clean break from the noise. I spent the rest of the weekend cleaning the apartment, boxing up some of her things, and getting my head straight. On Sunday evening, I did something I hadn't done in 4 years. I texted Ashley. Ashley was this girl from my gym who'd been low-key flirting with me for months. always asking about my weekend plans, touching my arm when she laughed, that whole thing. I'd mentioned my girlfriend enough times to make it clear I was taken, but she'd literally said once, "Well, if that ever changes." It has changed. "Hey, random question," I texted. "Are you free this week? I've been wanting to try that new sushi place on 5th. She responded in under a minute. "Is this actually happening? How's Tuesday?" While Mia was figuring out how to cut her networking trip short, I lined up my first date in 4 years. And you know what? It was fun. When Tuesday came, Ashley was funny, smart, and didn't check her phone once. She actually asked me questions and listened to the answers. Around 9 p.m., I turned my phone on. 23 new missed calls from Mia. I didn't check the texts, but I did check Instagram. She'd deleted the airport post. Her story now had a black screen with "going through something. Please give me space." The audacity. She wanted space while blowing up my phone? Ashley must have noticed the look on my face. Bad breakup? Something like that. Want to talk about it? Not really. Is that weird? She smiled. Nope. Want to get dessert somewhere else? We ended up at this 24-hour diner, sharing a piece of chocolate cake and talking until midnight. When I finally got home, Mia's car was in the driveway. She must have flown back Monday. She was sitting on the porch steps, mascara wrecked, still looking exhausted from travel. "You ignored me for 3 days," she said. "You flew to Tahoe with your ex after I asked you not to." "I came back. I left a day early. Because I changed my relationship status, not because you respected me enough to stay." She started crying harder. "Where were you? I've been waiting." "Out." "Out where? Does it matter? We're not together anymore." The look on her face? Like I'd slapped her. "You can't be serious. We live together, we have a lease. You can't just—" "Actually, I can. I spoke with a legal aid service this weekend. The security deposit and the lease are solely in my name, and I've paid 100% of the rent. You're an occupant. I'm giving you your 30 days notice to vacate, in writing. After that, I'll have to start a formal eviction." I'd been thinking about that all weekend. Thank God for my paranoid mother, who'd insisted I protect myself when we moved in together. "You've been planning this," she whispered. "No, Mia. I've been ignoring this. There's a difference." Update 2. The next few weeks were hell. Mia refused to move out, dragging her feet until the last possible minute, so we lived like ghosts, avoiding each other, communicating through text, even when we were in the same house. She tried everything. Crying, anger, seduction, walking around in my old t-shirt and nothing else, even had her mom call me to say I was throwing away something beautiful. Beautiful? Sure. Like a sports car with no engine. But the real entertainment started when Jake's girlfriend reached out to me. Yeah. Girlfriend. Her name was Emma, and she'd been dating Jake for 8 months. She found me through some mutual friends on Facebook, sent me a message that started with, "I think our partners are having an affair." We met for coffee. Emma was exactly what you'd expect Jake to date. Tiny, blonde, probably had Live Laugh Love somewhere in her apartment. But she was also smart as hell and had receipts. "Look," she said, sliding her phone across the table. "His phone is synced to our apartment's iPad. He's an idiot. He never turned the iMessage sync off." Jake hadn't deleted anything. The conversations went back months, getting progressively more flirty, then explicit. Photos, videos, times and dates that matched up with Mia's sudden work trips and girls' nights. The Tahoe trip? Not a work retreat. Jake had booked a couple's suite at some resort. The investors didn't exist. "She told him she was leaving you," Emma said, her voice shaking a little, "that she just needed the right time." I laughed. Actually laughed. When was this? 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, we'd been looking at wedding venues. Emma wanted to confront them together, make a big scene. I had a better idea. "Do nothing," I said. "Let them think they're getting away with it." "Why?" "Because the best revenge is letting people create their own consequences." She looked skeptical but agreed. We exchanged numbers and promised to keep each other updated. That night, Mia tried one more time. Came to my room. I'd moved to the guest bedroom, wearing lingerie I'd bought her for Valentine's Day. "I miss you," she said. "Can we just talk?" "Sure. Tell me about Jake." Her face went white. "What about Jake? Are you sleeping with him?" "No. God, why are you so obsessed with Jake?" The lying came so easy to her, like breathing. "No reason. just wondering why he booked a couple's suite in Tahoe. She tried to recover, stuttering about how it was probably a mistake, how hotels mess up reservations all the time. But I was already pulling up the screenshots Emma had sent me. Want to explain this text from the iPad? Can't wait to wake up next to you again? Or this one where you're describing what you want to do to him? She didn't cry this time. Just stood there, caught, calculating her next move. You went through my phone? Jake's girlfriend did. His messages are synced to her iPad. Emma says hi, by the way. That's when she lost it. Not sad crying. Rage. Threw the bedside lamp at me, missed by a mile, screaming about how I was pathetic, how Jake was twice the man I was, how I'd driven her to this. You're boring, she screamed. You're safe and predictable and boring. Jake makes me feel alive. Cool. Go feel alive at his place. I will. And when you realize what you've lost, I'll be relieved, I finished. She packed that night. Took half the stuff that wasn't hers, but I didn't stop her. Small price to pay for peace. Update 3. Remember how I said the best revenge is letting people create their own consequences? Well, 2 weeks after Mia moved in with Jake, Emma executed her own plan. She didn't confront them or make a scene. She did something much worse. She told the truth. See, Jake wasn't some random startup guy. He worked for Emma's father's company, had been promoted fast because he was dating the boss's daughter. Classic setup. Emma didn't just break up with him. She scheduled a formal meeting with HR and her father, presenting a documented complaint of unethical client relations. Guess what? Mia's company was a client of theirs. Jake had been using his position to give Mia's company preferential treatment, billing them way under market rate to impress her. It wasn't illegal, but it was a massive conflict of interest and a clear violation of company policy. Jake was immediately suspended, pending an internal investigation. A week later, he was fired. But wait, it gets better. Mia had been bragging on social media about her new relationship, posted photos from Jake's apartment, which was actually Emma's apartment. She'd been paying the rent. When Emma kicked Jake out, suddenly Mia and Jake were both homeless. They ended up at Mia's sister's place. A one-bedroom apartment with her sister's boyfriend, and 2 cats. Romantic. Meanwhile, I was thriving, got promoted at work. Turns out I was way more productive without the constant drama. Started actually dating Ashley, joined a bowling league, of all things, living my best boring life. Then last week, Mia texted me. Can we talk? I almost ignored it, but curiosity won. We met at a Starbucks, public and neutral. She looked rough, hair thrown up, no makeup, wearing sweats. The glow-up she'd been posting about on Instagram was apparently just good lighting and filters. I fucked up, she said, no preamble. Yep. Jake and I are done. It was a mistake. The whole thing. Okay. She stared at me like she was waiting for something. That's it? Okay. What do you want me to say, Mia? She started crying. I want to come home. That's not happening. We were together for 4 years. You're just gonna throw that away? The entitlement. Even after everything, she thought she could just come back? I didn't throw anything away. You did. When you chose to sneak around with your ex, when you lied to my face, when you posted about me owning you because I had one boundary. I made a mistake. No, you made about 100 choices. Every text, every lie, every time you gaslit me into thinking I was crazy for being uncomfortable with Jake. She tried to grab my hand. I pulled away. I'll do anything, she said. Therapy, whatever you want. I want you to learn from this. Just not with me. I left her crying in Starbucks. Felt bad for about 10 seconds until I remembered all the nights I'd stayed up wondering what I'd done wrong, why I wasn't enough. Ashley texted me as I was walking to my car. How'd it go? Like I expected. You okay? Better than okay. And I was. Whatever. The funny thing about betrayal is that it teaches you who you really are. I learned I'm not someone who needs revenge or drama or big confrontations. I just need honesty and respect. Mia learned that Instagram stories aren't real life, that feeling alive doesn't pay rent, and that boring guys who respect themselves don't take you back. Jake learned that syncing your phone to your girlfriend's iPad is a bad idea when you're cheating on her. Emma learned she's a badass who doesn't need anyone's approval to protect herself. And somewhere in all this mess, I learned that changing your relationship status to single isn't giving up. Sometimes it's setting yourself free. Edit, Since everyone's asking, yes, I'm still with Ashley. It's been 4 months and we're taking it slow. She knows the whole story and jokes that she owes Mia a thank you card. We went bowling last week with my league. She's terrible at it but laughs every time she gets a gutter ball. It's nice being with someone who doesn't treat your boundaries like suggestions. And no, I haven't heard from Mia since the Starbucks incident. Blocked her on everything. Her sister occasionally likes my Instagram posts, which is weird, but whatever. Not my circus anymore.